Okay, hello everyone from everywhere. Twitch, YouTube, it should be working. Everything should be playing and stuff. You should hopefully um all be able to hear and see. There should be some audio and and some music playing. How are we all doing? Hello Nicole, hi Annie. Hello Samantha, hi Ella. Um, who else is here? Also, hi Kaolini. I remember you from last time. You've been here a few times now. We're building up some regulars. Hello, wonderful people. Um, can someone double check that the stream is working and live on YouTube? Um, hopefully it should be good. The music is good. Um, well, the music is going to go back to the copyright free music in a second, but this is a song that I do enjoy. Hello, Naomi over on YouTube. Hello, Anna over on YouTube. Um, yeah. Hello, Jawahar. Welcome back. Hello, wonderful you, Ella. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to be playing some Sims. Hopefully, it's going to be a good time and everyone's going to have a blast. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Last time we got like pretty far through the house. Oh, hello, Anna. We've got two Annas. Yep. But you're both different, so but twice the name, twice the fun, I guess. Um, but we got YouTube Anna and we've got Twitch Anna. Hello, L. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully everyone is doing well. I'm just making sure that there is a message that works. Hopefully it works okay. I'm trying to set it up so that the bot hopefully can post in the right channel. We should hopefully be good. Let's see. Listen, there's the more the merrier, you know? We're all happy here. If we can we keep the language to English? Just because I won't be able to understand what's being said, and my moderators also might not understand what's being said. I would appreciate it. Thank you. But yeah. How is everyone doing? How's everyone's day been? Let me switch the screen so I'm just chatting. It's a happy day. Okay, nice. We love those. Yeah, my day has been pretty calm, honestly. I did have a little bit of a rush before the stream happened to try and get some coursework done. I didn't quite finish it, but it's okay. But it's fine. It's fine. We live. Hopefully everyone has been doing okay and it's been a good day. Let me post the ping for the people in Discord so that they don't miss out, because I realize the bot's probably not going to do it for me, so hopefully it works. You have an exam tomorrow? Good luck on your exam. A lot of work, Anna? Hopefully, tomorrow's a bit kinder. Less work is always good. But yeah, what's your exam on? I'm assuming this is like school, hopefully, like university, high school. I have no idea. But hopefully the exam is kind to you and your teachers haven't written you some crazy exam. But yeah, regardless, you got this. Hopefully you've studied well and things have gone okay. All right, let's see. Let me get my Sims loaded up. I'm also realizing that I probably at some point should look towards, I guess, getting some more custom content, to be honest. Like, I am a little bit low on the stuff, so more wouldn't hurt. But yeah. You did a lot of work today. You usually work a lot, so hopefully you'll have 2 weeks vacation starting from next week. Working in sales, so it may be pretty hectic. I agree. Working in sales is pretty hectic. I do not envy you, honestly. Like, I couldn't do it. But hopefully everything's okay. Also, I have no idea, right? Like, I'm assuming the stream is okay. And we're not running into any issues. On my end, it kind of looks like my hard drive is full, so it's not letting me actually like update my Sims, which is kind of scary. So I'm gonna see if there's anything I can do really quickly to fix that. Because that is a problem. I would like to be able to play my Sims. So we're gonna move some stuff. University, not school. Okay, what are you studying? Hopefully it is something that is you know, you're enjoying, you're having fun with. But yes, it's good to see everyone here. It's good to see everyone here. Everyone's social, everyone happy. Hopefully everyone is healthy too. I know last time we had a couple of people who weren't feeling so great. Also, thank you for the follow, Ram. Welcome, welcome. Used to miss your days in uni, but not anymore. I think, like, it's one of those things where it's like you do for a little bit and then you remember how good life was, like, without it, you know? And then you kind of just get over it, you know what I mean? But that's just me. Like, you remember how stressful the exam periods were, stuff like that. Like, it was hectic. I do not miss exam periods. They weren't fun, for sure. Hello, welcome. You're studying accounting? Okay. A lot of work with numbers, a lot of spreadsheets, calculations, that kind of stuff, right? Hopefully, you're enjoying it and having a good time. But yeah, I'm trying to get my game working so that hopefully we can load in and get cracking. I feel so productive today, you know? Like, I feel like I had like a lot of stuff to try and get done before we could go live. And whilst I did get most of it done, I didn't quite get all of it, but we got like, you know, 80-90% of it. Did I fall asleep? Did I fall asleep? Does it sound like I fell asleep? Do you guys not hear me again? What happened? Did I fall asleep? I've been awake, mind you, the whole day. I've not fallen asleep once. So I'm hoping that the fall asleep is just me falling, like taking a nap. Is it actually like, is it not working? Are we having an issue of some kind? Is the stream not working? You're thankful for uni time, only for you knowing English now? I mean, fair. Did you learn English whilst you were at university? I'm assuming. Okay, you think it's working? Okay. I'm currently sat here fighting my my Sims game to do its downloading and updating because I wasn't prepared enough to go and do this ahead of time. Also, hello, Roses of Blue. Hi. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Levi Airline. Well, Levy Airline? Levi Airline. Arlene? Arlene. Sorry, I need to clean my glasses. Your majors were English and French? Oh, cool. That's an interesting combo. Are those both languages you speak, or were you, like, learning them at the time? I've never seen, like, English and French as a combo together, so... Why did the stream not update for you? How do you mean? Like, in terms of, like, the picture or something? Or, like, how do you mean? Or the fact that I was online? Do you think that I fell asleep at the wheel? Is that what happened? I feel like this is the first time, right, where, not to jinx myself, in the start of the stream, in the setup and everything, we haven't had any weird glitches happen. I nailed it with getting started on time, right? Like we got that down to like almost a minute. Like I think we're doing all right. I think we nailed it, right? I think we're on to a winner, to be honest. Just saying. Oh, speaking of which, there is something I have been wanting to try. I don't know how you guys feel about it. So there is a thing I can do with channel points where I can turn on a goal where you guys basically contribute your channel points towards also welcome, thank you for following Rog ROGF. But thank you for coming. You have holidays, but you're sick again, so you can't really do what you wanted to during your holidays. That's unfortunate. I'm sorry. Also, hi Noah, welcome. Yeah, like, it is cool to see how many people are coming here just for this, and I do appreciate it. So thanks for coming. Honestly, it's pretty cool. I'm like, I honestly like. I know I say it a lot. I think I'm very lucky to have the group of people that show up and watch that I do. You know, like I was saying before when I was on TikTok that we have like nearly 15,000 people, a little bit over 15,000 people now that follow me. And what's even crazier, right? Like, this is the craziest number that I've seen, all in all. Lifetime views. I have something like close to 7 million lifetime views. 7 million times. People out there have seen my stuff. 7 million. So yeah, it's not like, I think it's very hard to feel the sense of scale, right? Because we've been posting shorts, posting like, you know, all kinds of stuff. And to kind of see how things have kind of evolved in terms of like the scale, how big things are, like nuts. So yeah, like, and the fact that people are coming around to hang out with me whilst I try to get my Sims to work, but it doesn't want to work. Um, Crazy. And yeah, I'm lucky. I'm fortunate. I'm incredibly happy to be in the situation I am with this. So yeah, thank you. I do need to look at trying to manage my disk space on my PC because I have been struggling in recent memory because my storage is a little bit so-so. And thank you, Tay. Yeah, my storage on my PC is a little bit so-so. I only have like a 500 gigabyte drive where my games are stored. So when stuff comes around and I'm not really like prepared, I guess, it sucks. It is like, I end up like, I have a few games that take up a lot of space, like Genshin Impact, Valorant, and stuff like that. And when like with Sims, I obviously don't want it to take forever to load, so I have to keep it on my SSD, which in turn uses up a lot of the space that's there, unfortunately. So yeah. Okay, it seems like we've gotten the Sims to be downloaded. Um Hopefully everything holds up. The save should still be there. It should be backed up. Fingers crossed. We're continuing the streak of hopefully no technical difficulties. Um Also, yeah, I think I do remember that discussion, by the way, between you two about like knowing Russian, which is pretty cool. Um we got a lot of people that speak a lot of different languages. Like a lot more than you would think, which is kind of what's crazy there. You know what I mean? Um but yeah, there's a lot, a lot of polyglots and a lot of bilingual people and multilingual people and people from all over. So pretty crazy. Um, let's see. we have, what was that? Hi chat, hi softy. Hello, Madam Weeb. Welcome back. Good to see you. Just to ask, can you keep the chat in English? I do understand a little bit of Spanish, but it's mainly so that everyone else can understand as well and contribute. I'm sorry. But I do know a little bit of Spanish. Yes. My mods have been disabled, so I have to restart my game. Okay, classic Sims. Let me double check that mods are enabled after, like, so that they open when I log in. Okay, apply. All right, let's exit the game and start it again. Okay, let me close down the stuff that I'm not using. And hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully the stream works this time and everything gets switched over. If I lose my save, I'm crying. I'm actually, like, I'm getting on all fours and I'm crying. Like, I think that would, I feel like I'd cancel myself at that point. Like, I think that's it. That's a wrap. We quit The Sims forever. So, unfortunate, but, you know. Nah, I'm kidding. You don't, like, nothing's happened yet. Relax. Nothing's happened yet. We're fine. We're just here. We're just vibing. Also, I guess I should probably tell the people on Twitter and Blue Sky that we're going. Also, thank you for the bits, Nicole. I appreciate it. Thank you. Nicole crossing the 1,000 bits threshold, and Annie. I feel like there is a need for a reward for the 1,000 bits tier. I do want to get an emote for it. I need to think of what emote it should be, because we are actually kind of unlocking a lot of emote slots. So I am able to upgrade the subscription perks because of that. Like, yeah, crazy when you think about it. But thank you for the bits. Okay, the house is here. I can confirm the house is here. The house is definitely here. Like, I see it. I'm looking at it. Let me put the walls up so we have a nice view. Okay. And let me make sure that you guys can hopefully... I think this is where we want it to be. Okay. Hopefully everyone can see. This is where we're at with the house. The first time around, we started with the bedroom. So this is kind of where it's at. We got the nice chocolatey floor, the windows with the brown this time. The decorations are kind of coming along, you know. We've added some little bits and pieces, some discrete elements. We're getting there. We've got our bedside crows, a tissue box, an alarm clock because I struggle to get out of bed in the morning, and a Pokeball. I feel like that's a pretty cute accessory, right? Like we found that on the also some plant pruning scissors. But now we're kind of moving on a little bit from that and going back towards the living room, which we have been working on. So this is where we're at so far with this. We have this little cozy nook, the makings of like a picture wall. Also, hello Cookie. The makings of a picture wall. We got the mirror. This is where we're at with the living room so far. We still have a room that we're yet to do anything with over here. We still have a dining room that is also yet to be touched. And we have a kitchen that is yet to be touched. And then we also have this side of the house, which will have stairs that also go up to the second floor. You want to live in this house? Okay. I think at some point, what I may do, because I know a lot of people want to use this sort of stuff when they play with their own Sims. So maybe when we get close to the end, I'll make a list of all the mods we use, or put them all into one big zip file, and then share the house so that you guys can play in this house. And yeah, I think it'll be fun. But yeah, so we're still working on this room. We're trying to make it feel a little bit more like a family space, I guess. We have a nice little, steady like living room area here. So kind of just need to fix it up, really. So I guess the first thing I'm going to ask, I am content personally with how this living room looks. Save for finding a slightly better coffee table, maybe. I think I'm okay with how this living room looks. So then the question is, where do we go in terms of rooms? So if any of my mods are listening, I'd need you to make a poll. So can you be ready to make a poll for me? And so I know who's doing it. Can you confirm for me? If not, it's okay. I can do it. I know that people are busy and stuff. But we're gonna decide what we want to do here. People over on YouTube, you can still vote. Just say what you want me to work on in the chat. If you can make the poll, Toby, that'd be great. Like, I'd be happy. Since you're, first to get back. So what we're deciding to do. Okay, perfect. So we're gonna either do the rest of the master bedroom, so the master bathroom. So that's option number 1. We will work on the... Oh, thank you for the bits. That was so delayed. That notification came up like a good 10 minutes after you said the bits before. So, okay. So, option 1. Also, thank you, Nicole. Thank you again. So, we have either the master bedroom and the master bathroom and the walk-in closet. We have what's it? We have the big guest bathroom. This is going to be either a guest bathroom or an office. And then we have the kitchen dining room. We'll do the kitchen and dining room together. So yeah, those are the 3 options. So we either have option 1, the master bathroom. Option number 2, the family bathroom or an office, depending on what we decide. Or lastly, kitchen dining. So we'll work on making the kitchen dining room feel a bit more in place. So yeah, if you could make a poll and put it for like a couple minutes, give people a chance to vote. I don't have subtitles. It's hard for you to understand English without subtitles. I'm sorry, I can't do anything about that on Twitch, unfortunately. I don't think there is a way for me to to do that, unfortunately. So yeah, you can use the poll that's built into Twitch. It should show up above your chat. Send your votes in. Yeah, let me know what you guys think we should focus on today. We will also add a second floor to this house. So there will be, a little bit more visual intrigue going on here. We'll add an extra floor. We'll maybe build in some layers. Maybe have a way up from the garage. Maybe build in some extra stuff to the house. But yeah, get your votes in, people on Twitch. If you're on YouTube, just write it in the chat, please. No need to stress. But yeah, I have missed the Pedro song. It's been a while. But yes, this will get a second floor, I promise. It may take like a couple months, but we will get there. And hopefully the payoff is big. I will keep on the lookout for more assets that I think would work well. Thank you, Eddie. We have missed the song, so thank you. It will take forever, just because I'm so indecisive, and I do try, I really do, but sometimes these things just take a lot of time, and I can be a little bit slow when it comes to making decisions. But hey ho. You guys have enjoyed the Pedro song. It is a good time. Okay. So at the minute, it's almost looking like a landslide in favor of one particular option. This is gonna be fun. Hype train? I forget. I do think it sets the criteria for a hype train, so I'm not sure what it will be. I think subs and gifted subs count the most. But yeah, bits also count. Um but yeah, like so I have an idea of what I want to do with each space, honestly. It's just about kind of figuring out what makes sense in the context of the house, really. But it's all good. You love the plants in the living room? I do too. I think they add a lot of life. Okay. Most of you wanted to go for kitchen dining room, so that's where we're going to be focused. There is a little bit of a pantry in the middle, which I will decide what to do with that, but we're going to focus on the kitchen dining room area and maybe build in a little way up and out over here into a utility room. So let's see where we go. Okay, so I think thinking generally in broad strokes about what we want, I don't think we need quite as much space here as we have, if I'm honest. Like there is a lot of stuff here. And I remember in the last house we did actually use like a bluish greenish counter set that I think people did kind of vibe with. I think it was this one. I think this one's quite nice too, actually. I do dig the wood finish. We could go for like a very dark looking kitchen. We could go for something a bit brighter. Oh, you can see the you can see the emojis on the screen, but if it's in chat, I think you need to use what's it called again? You need to use Better TTV. Oh, this one's kind of nice actually. I like the handles here. If this one has some good color options, this could maybe work. It does. This blue is interesting visually. You did study you study and complete the broadcast? Okay, good luck. I'm thinking about what we kind of want to go for in terms of like this could be it. I'm liking these handles. I think there is a little bit of hope here. Like I don't want to go down the direction of having a really like overwhelmingly dark kitchen. I do want to make it feel light. So we are going to look into our options color wise. I think that is quite nice actually. The Labika counter set. This one's also kind of interesting, I think, visually. With the we could look at having it be mostly wooden. I think the wood does add an element of like warmth to it, and it does feel more alive. I think the worry is when it's wood on wood like this, I don't know, it just doesn't, that doesn't do it for me, like this one on the left here. So we'll see what we can come out with. This looks like the same set. What else we got? This one's very industrial, but these handles are kind of groovy. Yeah, not my cup of tea. This has nice handles. I do enjoy the handles here. If we can find something that maybe works. It seems like we're in IKEA. We are in IKEA right now. Maybe sometime. Is that an island? Look at this. Like a full, like, goddamn. That is huge. But also no, I'm not really digging it. The marble's a little bit too much for me. Let's see. I know that there is one that looks absolutely stunning, like in the blue-green, and it could be this one. We could go for a blue kitchen. We could bring back a. Do we go for a muted green again? Like these ones do have a muted green, I think, somewhere. Wood tops, muted green, gold fittings. I know we did use this before in the build that I know a lot of people in the Discord saw. Do we want a lighter wood texture or do we want something that's dark? Because I think that also is something that's important to consider here. The IKEA mention. I think this one is up for I think this one is actually kind of up for consideration here. And if so, we may just rock the germanium set, to be honest. Let's see. Oh, did I enable the code? I did not. Thank you. I forgot. Control Shift C. bb.move objects. Thank you. I forgot. So before we run into that issue, I guess it's probably a good idea that we did that, eh? So we have some pretty good options in terms of things that we can use. I have a lot of kitchen clutter as well. Like a lot of kitchen clutter. Huh. Oh, that was part of that set. Okay. Gotcha. I have a lot of kitchen clutter, so it'll all be great. We'll get this dialed in, start filling up the spaces, start thinking about vaguely where we want these things to go. That's a corner unit. Okay. And then let's get rid of stuff on this wall. And then let's add in some more of the same countertops. We're not too bothered about the fact that they aren't gonna line up quite yet. We will see if there is a way to maybe... Actually, now that I think about it, I think we could probably eliminate this wall. I don't see it as entirely necessary for this to be, like, closed off, if I'm honest. You've never been to IKEA? Why do I feel like Tove is just, like, staring at you menacingly? Okay, sweet. I think we use this backsplash because I adore this backsplash. Then we look at our island counters. This set is quite nice. I could put a half wall, that is correct. What I'm thinking is that we don't necessarily need to create a ton of separation. Like, if, for example, can I do this? Maybe 3 of those. I guess that, okay, yeah, I think we do need a half wall. Unfortunately, half wall. Okay, will it let me just drag it in? Oh god. No, that is not what we want. Let's go back. Let's take a look. Half wall. Barely there, half wall. Do we want like maybe 0.5? Perhaps? That doesn't quite do it for me. Alright, let's try... That doesn't feel any better. 1.25? Okay, that feels... Actually, you know what? I may be on board with the half wall. My bad. I may have knocked the half wall too early. I think the only thing is we don't want a trim. I think we don't want a trim. Like, ideally, if we can get rid of that entirely, maybe? I don't think I want any of these. Is there a way to plunk a half wall down without getting a trim? Also, hello, Sylvia. Hi, hi. Um, okay. My thinking is that we can kind of maybe look at trying to open the space out to the living room without it being, you know, super closed off. Like, do you know what I mean? Hopefully that makes sense. But it doesn't look like the game is gonna let me. Um, okay, let's see. Anyway, I think I'm honing in too much. So let's go back to kitchen appliances. We want to get like a stove. And I think if this were me, I would likely want my stove to be against this wall in either of these two positions, I think. Watching Softy play The Sims and commenting it, also lo-fi playing in the background, feels like having a relaxing session. Yeah, that's what it's here for. Also, I have a feeling that because this is a counter that belongs to a set, we probably have to look for the stove that belongs to the same set as well. Unless it's just like a standalone, you know, like colored. Let's see. I think I do have one, like some that do look quite nice. That, like, you know, don't need to have a specific color. I think if it were me, I would want black appliances, but we can look for one that maybe feels a bit more integrated. Let's see. Germanium stove. Is that one? Okay, there it is, actually. All right, let's use this one. This will feel more like a, you know, like an integrated appliance. Hopefully that comes with a, you know, a bit of cohesion, color scheme wise. We can look for some cabinets too. So what I'm thinking is, because we probably want to get a stove hood, something like this maybe, then we can look at how we want to arrange our cupboards and counters. So we have a few different options. Like, this is very much a corner piece. So unless this wall gets closed off, like, it may, like, I don't know. I'm having a hard time with that one. Like, okay, so let's see. In terms of space, we probably want to have it like that kind of height, realistically. I think that is probably the height that we're looking at for a lot of this. This is intended to sit directly above a stove hood. And then this one is like a tall cabinet with stoves. So they're not really functional, are they? They really aren't that functional, but it's fine. I adore these though. These are like the standing like double ovens are like my favorite thing in existence. I kind of want them. All right, okay. I will put these over here just for now. I can't quite give up on them yet. I do want them. So what I'm thinking is, we probably need a stove hood that is maybe a little bit shorter. I would assume that the one that comes with the set is probably quite short compared to what we have going on. Okay, let's see. So if we get rid of this, and we take this, and we try and slot it over. Now, I think that because of where we are storage-wise, I'm trying to think of where this would go. I think that having storage above the stove is quite nice, but also, like, how is it going to feel from eye level? Like, obviously this is an option, but the thing does stick out too much. So don't think so. At least not yet. We also have a little, like, I guess a little dining area, you know, little place to sit, have a cozy family breakfast, that kind of thing. I do think having it in the corner by the wall over here would be nice. We'll come back to windows. I don't think we want to think about that just yet. We also worry about the fridge placement. So I think that it's only reasonable in this case, because of where we are in planning, that we take a fridge that would sit against this wall. Maybe there is something that looks a little bit nicer. Hey, Softy just made it from home from school. So tired of homework to do, but you really wanted to be here? Well, welcome, Beth. Y'all are not skipping breakfast. I'm telling you right now. This is a mandatory requirement. No one's skipping breakfast. Not allowed. Denied. Breakfast skipping has been banned. Yeah, it's not me. It's the mods. That's all I'm saying. The mods have banned breakfast skipping. So, if anyone has a problem, you know, it's you need to talk to the mods about it. You can't be skipping breakfast. It's 2025. Y'all can't be skipping breakfast now. What do we mean eating in the morning? No, thank you. God damn. We're not eating breakfast? We're admitting to not eating breakfast? Is that how we're doing it? You know, it's okay. I'm not crying or anything. But y'all better eat breakfast. This is how wars were started for less. That's all I'm saying. Wars were started for less. So eat your breakfast, folks. I think we could get a duplicate of this one in this place, honestly. And then stick another one here. And then do something like this. Maybe not quite this though, but I think we're maybe onto something. We do have, right? Like, because we have this space, we can, for example, make an actual pantry. Oh, I deleted the floor again. Best meal of the day, exactly. You don't need to cook breakfast. You just need to eat breakfast. Breakfast could be overnight oats. Breakfast could be sandwiches. But you know, you just need to eat something. You'll be doing the equivalent of driving your car around with the gas tank on E. That's what I think. I figured you all out. All of you breakfast dodgers in the chat, I see you guys. You're just running around with your little fuel tank on E. That's what it feels like. I'm telling you. I see you. Now you better eat your cornflakes. You don't start eating your cornflakes, I'm snitching. I feel like the threat to make is just be like, if y'all don't eat your breakfast, I'm never asking Rocky to join me on stream again. We'll I don't know. I was trying to think of something that would make it a threat, but I'm lost. I'm not good at this. I can't add consequences. But hey ho. I tried to give it consequences, but listen. It's all good. Y'all just better eat your breakfast. That's what the streets are saying. The streets told me to tell you to eat your breakfast. People who don't eat your breakfast. But yeah, that's it. That's what they're saying. That's everything. Okay. I think thinking about this realistically, right? Like if this were my place, you'd want this to be somewhere where you'd feel comfortable sitting, I think. This does kind of translate okay into this room. Like it's not perfect. I do dislike the deal with this wall, like the half wall. I don't quite like the trim. I think what I would have preferred is is this something I'm able to... Okay, it does sit flat. I think if we delete the half wall, right? Like, hear me out. We delete the half wall. Is it still there? What do you think I'm trying to delete? Oh, the panels. I guess I need to move these. I think we can make this feel and look a little cleaner. And I think it just requires a little bit of hopefully magic. If we stick these end to end and drop these back with no wall behind them, hopefully, does that not eliminate the need for... Oh, the corner's not behaving. Are we for real right now? Let's turn auto counters off. Yeah, it doesn't work. Okay, so what if I delete this wall panel? And is that still there? Okay, so now if I grab... Is that a light? My light got lost in here. Okay. Alright, so that was supposed to be the light for the stairs. So my bad, y'all. Alright, let's see. If we take this wall and drag it out, it messes with our wall again. I want there to be a wall here, right? But I don't want it to affect the countertop, really. I don't really like the idea of this, because that just makes the problem worse. I don't know here. Okay, so what I want is for this to be respected. I don't want to see there be, like... I guess because I have the back on one side, I can't have it on both. And maybe this is kind of me trying to have my cake and eat it too, you know? We can obviously cover it up a little bit with a little bit of tessellation, like here, moving them to fit a little bit closer. Open wall, living room and kitchen. I think, okay, so my thinking is, oh, that didn't turn out quite the way I wanted it to though. So here's what I'm thinking. We could have it be open in the sense of, like, you know, you can see what's going on from over here. The space the space would hopefully feel a little bit more open. But maybe... Okay, yeah, I don't think I cooked here. Alright, my bad. My bad, gang. I thought I cooked here. I think I burned the stove. I think I burned the pot. I was trying to make it feel a little bit more open. The goal being to hopefully add, I guess, a tiny bit of flair, right? Like, you know, make it feel a little bit... we want a 2x1 arch. Something like... Is that too thick? I guess that's 3x1. Do we have a 2x1? I burned the whole kitchen? Damn. Tragic. I guess black seems too dark, but I also don't know how I feel about the rest of the trim. So I guess we could do this, possibly. I know that obviously it could just be more open, right? Like, we also have the potential to put an island in here. I'm just thinking about space and how this is all affected by that. We do want a corner cabinet at some point, right? Like, I do think that's something we would like. Also, thank you for the hydrate. If you could put a frame to the left and decorate it later, that's not a bad idea for sure. Okay, let's see. I think in this case then, we could probably extend the backsplash. I'm thinking about what's going to happen in terms of the experience of someone using this kitchen. That's my main concern. And I think what we want to avoid is a kitchen that feels awkward to cook in. So you have your stove here. You can nip to the back to the pantry. We can obviously put some cabinets around. I think we do need a corner cabinet for sure. I don't think there's any getting around it. I think we likely need a corner cabinet here. Then we have a couple of different options. I know that there are some shelves that work. I know some people quite liked this when I did it before. Hopefully we can find the shelves that worked though. I think we just need one that's like, oh, this is ever so slightly just that little bit too, it's just that little bit too far over. But maybe if we do this, perhaps, and then we just drag this over here, because we need this to be, that's the end, so we want it to be centered on this. So something like this. Delete this. Our backsplash is still there. We can throw a trash can over here. Trash. We want one like, one that just looks usable. I will save it. Thank you for the reminder. Appreciated. It is saved. We haven't lost our progress yet. We just use this, to be honest. I think that does the trick. A trash can. Maybe we'll change the color a little bit. Something generic like this. Okay, so back to the countertops. I think we also want to add a little bit of variance in terms of what we have on display. I think generally, right, when we're all cooking, I think it is a little bit tedious to have to like fish for certain things. So I think having the countertops that hopefully allow you to kind of get in there and grab what you need. You need to go finish your tasks. You'll be back. Thank you for stopping by, Anna. It's good to have you here. So, yes. The redeem sound may not be playing because I have desktop sound turned off. I am so sorry. Okay. All right. So, hopefully you also hear the game selection sounds. So, this is where I'm at now. I think what we can do next is, I think that's just down to it being selected. Okay. The ceilings feel too high based on what we have on show. I'm also thinking about this space. I'm gonna be honest, as much as I would love to keep these two ovens, they don't really serve much of a usage here. Do you want a home that looks really open, or do you want to separate rooms? I think it depends. I think it can look nice. It's not super open, but there is options in terms of what we can do, right? Like we could probably rescue this little space and make it into a like a seating area of some kind. Like hopefully that didn't override the, it did. Okay, my bad. Did that actually override our wall? I think it did. So I'm sorry, folks. Ah. No, that's not what we wanted. Let's grab this, put this back over here. All right, so what we wanted to grab was this color and just drag it over these sides. So what I'm thinking is we wanted like an actual like cozy area to sit in this room. We could probably make a cozy area over here somewhere, but we'll come back to it. Also, hi Caprice, how you doing? Hopefully you're doing okay. All right, let's see. We drag this over, move this. Now we can rescue some of this space as storage space, because we do have a counter here that we can use for I guess for working on things. We do have pantries as well. Like we do have this whole area that's designated as pantry space. So I guess we maybe look at shelf. Now we just want something that hangs off the wall. Something that maybe feels a little utilitarian of some kind. Not this one. Something that has like these nice, big, sturdy shelves. Like, maybe that would work. Also, get it? Wood, because it's a wooden shelf. Anyway, maybe no. Um, kind of like I want to find something that feels like it. These are the shelves we used before. Now we could also use these, stick them higher up like so. That would be another way of using this space. This also gives us the opportunity to potentially. There doesn't need to be a window here because that's a garage. So let's see. This is where we're at currently. I feel like. Is that shelf sticking out through here? Okay, so that's obviously a problem. Okay, perfect. All right, so I think the shelves look okay. I think we're staying on theme. We got little hints of green in the back. Like, I think next thing we want to think of is what's going to make this practical for someone living here to use. And I'm going to be honest, after using it the first time around, I need these lights. I can't get over these lights. I need these under my counters in my house. So when I get somewhere, these are going like, you know, clean under every single counter. Like, there's something so nice about being able to see what you're doing in workspaces like this. And obviously the yellow light isn't great. Like, no one wants it to be just a pure yellow light. But I do think there is something to be said for how cool this can look in spaces, right? Like having the beneath counter lighting, like the under the counter lighting. Hopefully it adds like a little bit of. The yellow isn't quite it though, but that's okay. I think we'll roll with this. You can't quite see it at the overhead level. I think the only thing here is the yellow light, right? Like I think that's the one thing that's maybe throwing me a little bit off. Is there something we can do with regards to color of the light? Not really. Okay, do we want to keep this style of lighting, or do we look for something else? Because, like, it can work. Like, don't get me wrong. I think it's just the yellow light maybe is putting me off a bit. Light strip. Maybe if I type strip, maybe that might do more. Strip. Okay. Yeah, that didn't help. Okay. What do we think? Yellow light? Yes, no? Mistake? Correct decision? Where do we land on this one? Do we think it's a good call? Do we think it's a bad call? Do we think the light just isn't quite there? It's not quite what we need? What do you guys think? I'm looking at it, right? And my reluctance is just because it is yellow. It does impart a little bit of a yellow glow. It looks fine in the bedroom, right? Because you want your bedroom to feel warm. I don't know if that necessarily holds up in the kitchen, though. Okay, all right, let's explore. Have a look at some lighting. Actually, wait, I'm getting bogged down. I'm getting sidetracked. We will come back to lighting. We want our appliances. I think I'm a firm believer that the microwave should go in the most awkward spot in the kitchen, which is usually the corner, like so. I think that's where I would put it. Maybe near the fridge. Like, we could also put the microwave over here. But we do need to find somewhere to stick the sink. I think the sink could live on an island, for sure. We do have a lot of, like, excess, I guess just counter space, right? Like, we could, for example, do something like so. Maybe not this. Quite. I'm struggling with orienting these. Okay, so okay. You'll never support cold lighting. It hurts your eyes too much. I mean, that's fair. I think more so my thinking is that like, um, so hang on, I just need to select this. My thinking is like, how can we, how do I get the corner units of these again? Does anyone remember how you get the specific variants? Oh, there it is. Never mind. You want the outer counter. Right end piece? No. Left end piece? Okay, this is the wrong one. That's why. Okay, so we want the germanium counter. We click this, and then we get this one. There we go. All right, nice. Okay, perfect. Now we could make our island feel like a little bit more square. And I do think this sticks out in a way that is quite nice. We want to leave enough room for us to kind of get around it without it being in the way. I don't know if that quite is what we're going for. Like here, at least. I don't think it makes sense for this to be very big. At least not maybe in... actually, let's grab another one of these. So this one can go like here, right? Like... And we can also, I think, turn this one. Do these fit together? I think so. I think what we can... I deleted the floor again. God damn. That is not the thing I want to delete. We can maybe make the counter long instead of wide. So something like so, perhaps. I don't know how I feel about the positioning. Okay, let's see. Because moving it over one feels too big. Actually, that could be okay. That feels too small. So I think... it's ever so slightly, just a little bit, not quite where I want it to be. We could aim to meet in the middle here, in terms of width. But I don't think we'll have any luck in terms of getting these to join up, if I'm entirely honest. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have any luck in terms of getting them to join up. Also, thank you, Nicole. Appreciated. If you are someone who is enjoying the chat with people in the chat, you can find everyone here over in the Discord. So I'd strongly recommend joining us. We're doing a game night tomorrow. So if that sounds like your thing, check out the link in the chat. And hopefully we get to see you there. There'll be a lot of us around. They're always a blast. We played Jackbox games last time, some Scribble. So yeah, if you've got time and you want to come hang out with us, play some games. It didn't pop up. Why? What is going on today? We've been fine without technical difficulties, and this is the first time in a while that we've had some technical difficulties. I wonder what the deal is. Let's see. In terms of songs that describe me, I think this is a hard one. I struggle, like, I listen to a lot of music, but I don't think there's necessarily anything that I feel is super fitting in terms of, like, how it describes me, I guess. I will save, don't worry. I think here, also, let's not have a yellow microwave. Whilst I am in favor of some color here and there, I don't think a yellow microwave is quite on my my list of things that I'll allow in my kitchen. We do have some variations for the kitchen counters that could be helpful. Like, for example, we have the one with the 2 doors. There is one that has like a pull-out drawer, which I think is also a good idea to have. Where is that one? Is it, which one has the pull? Oh, it's this one. Okay, so what we want is the tile variant, and we want the green version. Oh, that's not the one. Okay, it is germanium, indium. Where are they? Okay, it's this one. So we want the one with the tray. We want this one. Okay, so my thinking is, when you cook, things that you use might not necessarily always be the things that you have standing vertically. So my thinking is that we get a couple of counters that don't really fit with that, you know? So, sorry, we get counters that fit in with that so that we don't have a bunch of the same countertops to add a little bit of, I guess a little bit of visual intrigue. I think that's all of them, actually. I think that's all our options, at least. So let's, in the middle here, I think we're fine. In there, I think we're fine. I do think in here we may want a couple just to shake up the order of these. I also think we need to think about where the sink would go. And I think if it were me, I'd probably want the sink to go either against this wall and have a window out, which I don't think we can. Or we have the sink on the island somewhere. Now, there is an option, which is not one that I'm particularly fond of, which is to make the island wider. We do lose out on access in terms of like how easy it is for someone to kind of make it through the kitchen if we do that. We also don't have something we can just stick in the middle here to eat up space. Thinking. Okay. I think realistically, this is probably the best position for this. A sink, if anything, should probably go here, maybe? Like on this side? Away from the trash? Near the, between the fridge and stuff, right? Like, I'm thinking about how you would use the kitchen, and obviously I would love for my sink to be, I'd love to have a pot filler tap. So hopefully we can find one of those. I do want a different color though. This one has gold accents, and it won't let me. This one's kind of nice, actually. Also, I'll add some light in here, because I realize that some of you might be struggling to see. We are using a, like, a few different things. I like this one because the gold fittings. I think that kind of fits the vibe of what we're going for, right? The gold fittings kind of add a little bit of, I don't know, a little bit of extra style to it, if I'm honest. We could also probably look at a dishwasher here, I think. This isn't really an important one. Like, as long as it fits, we're happy. I don't know if this is something must be placed on specific objects. Okay. That can't go there, can it? Okay, good to know. So dishwasher could maybe go here. Actually, yeah, I'm okay with the dishwasher going here. Oh, I don't want to destroy it though, but I'm okay with it going here. I think I would have preferred to have it be closer to the sink, but I think we're getting somewhere with this, right? Like slowly but surely. We have our sort of under the counter light experiment going on. Something that I do want is a knife holder that sits on the wall nicely. I've seen a few of these, like these little magnetic knife blocks. This is like, also thank you for the follow, Eden. Welcome. Glad to have you. if you are around and you feel comfortable talking in chat, it'd be great to hear how you found us. But hopefully you have a good time watching. Yeah, I think the knife block would be good. What else is something? I do like the pan stuff. I think I have like a really good pan holder that also does a similar thing where they sit on the wall a little bit. But maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe it's down as pots. Hopefully, I don't just see flower pots. I think I am just gonna see flower pots. Okay, here we go. Some pots, pans. Aha. Okay. So, like, here are some things. Just some useful kitchen clutter, I guess. Like, we have a few different... The pot filler tap. Haha. Now we're cooking. Also, hello, Shosho? You were just scrolling? Okay, well, glad to have you here. Welcome. Hopefully you enjoy it. We're just chilling, playing some Sims. Trying to have a good time, really. Doing our best to hopefully make something that kind of comes together. But welcome. Ooh, this is kind of nice with the stuff here. Unsure. This looks like the kind of thing that you'd want to have in like an area where you know you're going to be making coffee. Because it's got like the little plate for stuff. I can't think of the word. It's got the little like a coaster, you know? We're glad to have you. Welcome. All right, let's see. I definitely think I want to have some kind of storage on the wall, right? Like I think that's definitely something I do like. I think this is the one I find the least grating on that front. The knives, I don't think we're going to get any luckier with this, unfortunately. We'll see if this is what we want, or if we want like a, you know, just a knife block that kind of exists. So other things that you would have in a kitchen. We have trash, we have dishwasher. I do think we'd want a smoke alarm. Smoke alarm is always good. Probably stick it over here, quite high, just above the doorway, just in case. I know I'm not one to burn my cooking, but hopefully it works. Fun fact, you're serious? You're a distant cousin of the King of England, specifically 11th cousin? Okay. That is... Hopefully that's not too identifying. But honestly, that's pretty cool. So, does that mean I have to call you Your Majesty? I guess it is what it is. Thanks for stopping by and joining us, Your Majesty. Damn, I wasn't prepared for this. Now I feel like I have to, you know, yeah, don't dox yourself though. Like, hopefully it is information that you can share and it's not too personal, you know? But that is cool. So, yeah. Oh, a dish drainer. Okay. I do like seeing this. That is something we enjoy. I don't think I'm gonna get quite so lucky. Unless I maybe find one of those sinks that has a portion that extends over to one side. I don't quite think so though, unfortunately. There was one. There is a kitchen sink that I know fully has something like that going on. But I don't think so. You wouldn't mind? That's very flattering. Well, I'm glad you enjoy it. But just be careful, please. Okay, let's see. I don't think I have a sink that really allows me to do that in the same way. And I am honestly kind of really fond of the sink I have right now. I do really enjoy the like hose fitting on this sink though. I just don't think a black sink we do have a lot of black appliances, right? Like, a lot. I just think that maybe that darkens it up too much. The lightly colored sink adds a little bit of warmth, a little bit of life, you know. I'm not quite the same fan of how the white stuff looks, to be honest. I think we're in agreement here, right? Like, I think we just go with this, honestly. Okay, so now that we have a vague idea of where we kind of want things to be, I don't know if we're necessarily looking at whatchamacallit, the finished version of what we're going with, but I think this is a pretty good idea for this space. Now, we can, I think, look at bringing this room in a bit. I don't think it needs to protrude quite as much as it does. I think, for example, we can probably make this wall a little bit shorter, like so. I think that would probably work a little bit better. Then the next thing is finding windows that work with the space. Now, we do have some windows around. I just think that these are going to, unfortunately, just be a little bit too small. Too big, even. Our walls are a little bit too small for these. Unfortunately, you don't think you're in the line of succession because of someone's sibling being your relative. Honestly, that's kind of annoying. We do need some windows. This is an external facing part of the house, so we do want to get some windows up in here. To hopefully breathe a little bit of, a little bit of life into the space. I'm just going to move this into here. And then we're just going to destroy this. We don't need... Did that not work for real? Okay. How do I select all of this? I guess that's how. I need to click on it first. Okay. Nice. Alright, so I think I would have preferred this to be... Okay, hear me out. I want to make the kitchen like one thing wider because I think it would actually help with what I'm going for. But I also think we don't need the extra space. Like, I think that we would benefit from just being a tiny bit further back, like so. Okay, listen. I'm thinking that in terms of proportions, it would actually be better to be further over like so. With the kitchen, at least. The dining room can still remain in the same kind of, but I do think it would help with the kitchen, however. And that's purely because if it was a little bit wider, I could do what I initially wanted to do with the island, which is to have it directly next to the sink. It's not like, don't feel bad. Like, I'm glad you shared it with us. I think it's nice to learn interesting things about people. I don't think I've met anyone that's distantly related to the royals before, so I think that's pretty cool, if you ask me. Okay, does this feel a little bit too much? Oh god, is there no way of patching this up that isn't awkward? Please don't let me be cooked. Please, I'm begging you. Please, I'm begging you. No, not like this. It's ever so slightly, just that little bit too far over. Okay, hear me out. If we just like sketchily overlap these. Like, no one's gonna know. Apart from the glitching because of the collision, but no one's gonna know. How would they know? Could this be a little bit too much though? Yes, most definitely. Huh. Okay, so we do want to bring this wall back. An Olympian for a second cousin is pretty cool. They're definitely gonna know. I'm gonna be honest, people are definitely gonna know. But a guy can dream. I think we do want an arch here, but maybe not this one. Maybe one that's a little bit... That feels a little bit too thin. Like, I do want a 2x1 arch, but maybe one that kind of fits in like here, perhaps? And I guess we probably should use the... Maybe not the black fittings. That feels a little too doom and gloom. I think we just use the white fittings, honestly. I was kind of hoping to maybe balance out the space a little bit more with that change, but I don't think it's actually helped our cause. And I deleted the floor again. I feel like there should be a timer for how many times I delete the floor in this damn game. I feel like I delete the floor accidentally like every like few minutes. Give or take. Okay, I wanted the sink to hopefully fit behind the like behind the stove, but I don't think that's gonna work. Now it just feels too big, right? I think this feels too big compared to where it was. I think I'm trying to justify something that ultimately doesn't make a ton of sense. So I do think this has to go. Like, we changed a lot of perspective here, so... Okay, let's see. I say perspective. We changed a lot of our dimensions, honestly. So let's see if we can get it back. I was hoping that maybe that would allow us more choices with windows, but it doesn't feel like it's giving us quite what we need in order to make the space work, you know? But that is okay. That happens. You didn't even know until you started to use your ancestry? That's pretty cool, though. Okay, I think if we do this, I feel better about it versus having a an arch. I'm not particularly a big fan of the archways. We could also just use doors, actually. Why am I trying to leave it so open? We could just use doors. The doors, like... Where's the other door? I like the other doors more. Yes. Okay. This could probably be a door. Do we need... Okay, do we actually need to have the... Do we actually need to have the kitchen be connected to the dining room? Like, real talk here. Are we... Okay, can someone make a poll, please? One of my moderators. Do we need the kitchen and dining room to be connected? Do we want them to be connected through the pantry? Or do you think that we should just have the dining room be a room that exists in isolation? Do we want this to be a passageway? Because we know that the Sims will sure as hell use this as a passageway. The direction I'm trying to indicate. So, do we have the pantry connected to... Do we have the pantry as a passageway, yes or no? That's the poll. Make it like a minute, please. I'm thinking that it makes sense for this to be open. Because, I'm gonna be real, you're probably using the pantry if you're cooking in the kitchen, right? But it's hard to make sense of, I guess, the other stuff, really. Like, when would you be making that transition from the pantry to the... It could be a door, or it could just be a solid wall. That's option 2. A door or a solid wall. So let me know what you guys think. I'm thinking, right, like, critically about how we use this space. Because this, if it's not a door, like, we could, for example, have things against the back wall and kind of curve them around. Or we kind of use it as a pass-through. Like, we can have it be open with a door, or we can have it, like, you know, with a door being a pass-through or without a door being a pass-through. But the main bit is, do we want to have access through the pantry into the dining room? Vote in the poll, please, because I'm stuck. So your opinions here are valuable. And yes, we're still working on the greenhouse. This is the bedroom and the living space, Rex. And we're currently moving towards the kitchen, hopefully trying to round the space out. Hopefully it works okay. All right. So everyone seems to want it as a passageway. Okay, fair enough. I'm happy with this. I'm happy with this conclusion. Do we want it to be a door, or do we want it to be just a straight, like, you can go through? Like, do we want it, like, this is just me asking again, like, please answer in chat. Do we want it to be like a, you know, like with a door or no door? What do we think? Because this is where I would put a door. And then no door would be probably something like this again. Okay, we see with door, no door. Okay. I mean, that is a fair point as well. Kitchen sound can be kept out. Okay, give it a few. With door. Okay, that seems pretty conclusive. Alright, we'll rock it with a door. I will maybe review the color of the door, so don't get too attached to it. But it will be something that is up for consideration. In terms of what we use in the final thing. Okay, so we'll probably keep this as a cutoff between the walls. I don't really like the way the arches feel, to be honest. So we'll just rock with this, I think. Okay, so in terms of what comes next, we're thinking about you're very late, sorry. Very busy today. Hope I'm doing well. I'm doing well, thank you. It's okay, don't worry. We have decided today that we're going to be working on the kitchen and dining area. So we're just adding in some bits and pieces, fleshing it out, you know? Hopefully it turns out good. So this is where we're at. We've added a little bit of structure so far. We're gonna try and block in some areas of this little, like, informal, like, family area over here. And see how we go. Now, an option here is to, instead of have it be like this, to maybe push it, I guess, further in, really. It doesn't need to be here, but this could work, like having it further away from the end. There is enough space around it to make this work. We could also look at, instead of having, actually no, I don't think, there's no way to really get this same structure. So something like this is where we could make some space savings. We still need to find windows. So I guess I'll look at some windows. We just need some small windows that will fit on this kind of wall. We mainly want stuff for, if we can, Windows Defender, leave me alone. We do want the Stella windows that we've been using. I think these are phenomenal. I don't know if they'll have one that is thin enough, unfortunately. So we may have to kind of improvise, because I don't think we have one that quite, unless we do something like this, which I don't think I'm really a fan of, if I'm honest. So, okay, let's have a look. Let's see what windows we can find at the very least. So we want something that kind of keeps to the theme of the previous windows without being super, oh, curved walls? There are windows that's kind of cool, no? windows that support curved walls. Your third or fourth cousin was somewhere around King Charles II. Okay, damn. Okay, so I think what we do is we look for some windows that hopefully have like a very simple, minimalistic looking frame. I know that there are some in here. I forget the name. It could be Perfect Fit. Let's take a look. Remove the table because there was no room. Huh. I mean, there is a little bit of room. Like, I do want to try and make it work, but it seems like this isn't quite it. This could be around the right size. It does kind of stick out a little bit. Let's see, if we get a curved wall, how do we make curved walls again? A rounded room. Okay. There's no way of just drawing a curved wall. Octagonal room is basically what we're doing here. But we want it to be... Okay, hang on. Let's put it in the vertical mode. We kind of want it to be a little bit like... I don't think there's a way to really make this work aside from adjusting our proportions, to be honest. Chat, who's the very first streamer you watched? Mine was VTuber from Niji Sanji. I think the first streamer I actually sat down and watched was what's his name? Shroud. This is back in the days of like PUBG. But like, yeah, that was the first stream I like sat down, cleared time for, and intentionally watched. I did enjoy it. It was a good time. But yeah, first stream that I actually like sat down and intentionally watched. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. We could look at adjusting the general shape. I think there is something to be taken from this. In terms of structure, right? Like, oh, I need to select all this and do this. Okay, so I think we probably could look at maybe changing the way our walls are set up. Just ignore me as I casually do a little bit of demolition work. So if we go out to like here, we can't connect it there. We have to kind of be on with the grid. I don't think that quite works. At 3 wide, right? At 3 wide, I think there is a variation of the window that we can use. Like if we want to keep within the same window set, there are windows that we can use if it's 3 by let's see. If it's to fall asleep on your stream or to fall asleep on your audios, that's the question. I think I probably should go ahead and put things into a playlist. That might be the way to go so that people can make that choice. But I think do what you feel fits you best. It's okay to be here. It's okay to decide against it. I think the main thing is just that you get some rest and you have a good night of sleeping. That's the main thing. Do we try and make this shape work? Is that too uninteresting, right? Like, to have the wall just be flat at this point? Because, like, this would be the option, right? Like, I'm not entirely sure. What do you guys think? Because I do want to have, like, a little kitchen area. but I don't think with the geometry currently of this room that that's entirely going to work out. Like, it would be nice to have a little, you know, cozy little dining nook. It is unfortunate. I guess the stairs could also... Okay, hang on. Alright, let me go back to the point at which the room was fully enclosed. Okay, so changing the stairs doesn't really get me anything. Like, if I move these here, and then I bend these back, and then I bend these back again, I don't think that quite gets me... Wait, what is that? Are these my shelves? Oh god, okay, I took those with me. Fascinating. No one saw anything. The pot filler tap and everything else is also going back. I didn't see this stuff getting pulled along. It's fine. It's just a casual bit of, you know, destruction and redecoration, and also my pot filler tap. I need that. That's an essential part of the house. What is this? Are these my shelves? Or these are my, in there shelves? Okay, so what I'm thinking is, will it let me? I just want to bend this back to being here. Okay, so we can bend the stairs like this way. I think that's as far as this can go, right? Unless we do this. Does that make things better for me? The stairs do come out further over. It also allows me to make the pantry bigger, but I don't think that's quite what I needed. But I will... Okay, I'll leave these there for now. This is the example for the steps that we want to use. I don't think I'm going to quite get as lucky with everything else, unfortunately. But that's okay. We tried. I think that's basically as good as it's going to get with the stairs and optimizing those. Let's see how we get on with... This doesn't quite fit and it's going to bother me. But it's fine. No one sees it. Okay, so how do we fix this room? You don't care about the house? Just let me sleep in this bedroom because it looks way too cozy. I mean, the rest of the house, we still gotta finish that up, you know? We can't have a house where it's just, you know, carried by one room. I mean, one thing we could do here is just to make this wider. Like, we have the space to do something like this instead. And then go bonk bonk. It would kind of suck in terms of proportions, I think. It would have been nicer to get somewhere that was a little bit more even, I think. But I think this is the only way that I can do it that leaves me with options for windows within the same general palette of windows. Like so. Also, that's too high. I mean, there is, like, I think for a lot of people, there's kind of no chance of getting with a prince, no? Like, I feel like that's a pretty, you know, I feel like that's a pretty guarded set of people in terms of relationships. But also, I don't think you necessarily want to. I feel like the scrutiny when you are a royal in the UK is incredible. Like, it's a lot for a lot of people. So, I think also it's not a bad thing. um, sadly. Okay, let's see if we have some good dining chairs that we can kind of pinch for this room. Then we'll have a look at kind of what we can do for the dining room. So we want some chairs that kind of keep up the vibes that we have going so far. Which maybe is something with a little bit of wood. Maybe something that has a nice color to it. Ooh. Okay, what do we think about the color matching chairs, folks? I know these don't look super sturdy and the color isn't quite the same, but what do we think about color matching chairs? This is also supposedly an outdoor dining chair. Wait, actually, does this set have chairs in it? Because that would make life easier. I know we've used a lot of things from this set, like the bar stools and stuff. I don't think there is, unfortunately. Ooh, I kind of dig this. I mean, likely, there are people who also read a lot of the letters for the king, I should say. Whilst the king will probably read some of them, I do think a lot of people read them before he would, unfortunately. So there is a chance that they may have, but also, you know. Let's differentiate the chairs. Okay. I'll just stick these here for now. I do want to maybe look at a slightly different table. Maybe. I kind of dig this. Does it feel like the wood fits in or not quite? Do we just go rogue with the table then? The dark wood is also kind of fascinating. I would have wanted to go for like a lighter wood because I felt like that might have a little bit more style, I guess. A little bit more going on. But I don't think we're gonna find a wood that I don't want it to be too similar to the point where it just feels like these are obviously, you know, copycats. But maybe this is the best table that we're gonna find within this set, honestly. And I guess that's okay. Well, this is a big dining table. Are we using the same chairs in the dining room? I know we have a few different dining sets. I think we do want a dining table that looks like it is going to seat, like, hopefully a whole boatload of people. We want it to feel like a big deal. These look the same, but obviously the one on the right looks a little bit bigger. That's the same one that we have. What's this one? Oh, it's a glass dining table. I'm not a fan of glass dining tables. Glass tables, especially in a dining setting, feel like, I don't know, they just don't feel like it for me. Am I the only one who feels that way with glass dining tables? Like, they feel like they just don't do it, I guess. I think this one is kind of ruled out. I think... Okay, do we want to go like stone? Or do we want to go like wood? Because I kind of dig these feet on the chair, on the table. This wood could work. I don't think the light wood is really it for me though, unfortunately. I think in this case, it probably does have to be the black dining table, or we go for this stone looking one. But, eh. Okay, I'm getting distracted. I'm getting sidetracked. We were going to look at this room and finish this up. So we have a little cozy corner where you can have your breakfast. We probably need to look into some storage solutions, really. I think that's the next thing. So let's see if we can find a shelf that looks good of some kind. Could be wall hanging, could be, you know, something that just kind of would capture this area nicely, really. Because we have some things that could obviously exist in this space. And I do think that, like, it is clear to me that there will be some kind of exterior access behind here. I think, for example, this can probably go. I don't think we need that much more counter space, fortunately. I also think that because this is likely going to be a utility room, we can probably put a door maybe opposite, like here, perhaps? Maybe just a little bit further over, actually. So that's where a door would go. Now, we have the option of kind of butting this a shelf of some kind against the wall here. Also, thank you for the follow. Growing up with kids, yes, glass tables are honestly just a bad idea. Like, it's one of those purchases you make when you know it's just you, you know? I don't think it's a good idea to buy them when you, like, you know, have kids around, but that's just me. I think that it is a questionable decision, to say the least. But hey ho. Okay, so I think if we put this like just barely here, something like that. So welcome back over on YouTube. We did have a nice looking tall shelving unit, but we don't want to spam the same furniture. We could put something here in terms of storage, in terms of like just general utility. Unsure. What are we thinking? Okay, so what are we thinking could populate this space? Do we put something like big, like, or something kind of small? Like, where are your guys' heads at with this area, I guess? Because we have some options in terms of what to do here. I'm just unsure about like what could fill this space in terms of making this feel a little bit more fleshed out as like an informal, you know, like an informal dining area. Like we could obviously get some plants in here. I know everyone is on board with there being some plants. We could also look into some bigger plants as well. Some that maybe are sitting on the floor, for example. Like a big floor standing potted plant. I know I have some. I think this one would be one. It looks like my house. I wish this looked like my house. I wish I had a house this big. Unfortunately, I do not. But c'est la vie. We could go with like big floor standing plants like this. This is taking on a bit too much darkness. So how can we bring some color back? This is where you would sit. You'd have views out. I think we probably have to look at different chairs in all honesty. Like, I think that probably is what needs to happen. Maybe a lamp that fits in a little bit more. Not against a green lamp. Could also be something that maybe hangs a bit lower. That doesn't hang any lower at all. Or that one. There are some fixtures that do have exposed lights that look quite nice. Like I maybe might yoink this one and stick it over here. And then get rid of this. That'll hopefully add a touch of like, you know, like a bit of intimacy to the space. Okay, we do need to bring a little bit of color in here somehow, but I'm a little unsure how. We obviously have a very green like living space. We could go back to the trusty wallpapers. I know some of these have some quite like I guess chill colors. The problem with gray is it looks too gloomy. Like, I don't think that's quite what we want from the space. I don't think we want like blue either, to be honest. Beige? No, not quite it. The dark green looks way out of place. That is too dark also. Trying to look at, see if there's anything in here. Because I do dig some of this, but like, I can't justify this, you know? Huh. Not quite. There has to be something in here that kind of scratches that, you know? Like, I don't want to make the whole place a dark green. I think that is not what we're going for. Like, if every room is dark green, that's gonna feel a little bit too much, I think. But at the same time, there's nothing that's really the spots are too much. Lighter kitchen is cozier. I do agree. I think I'm just trying to think of how to make the walls feel a little bit less bare now. Then, okay, so I think the first thing we can do is just look at clutter, actually. Clutter always works. You need to stand up, but your cat sleeps on your lap. That is unfortunate. I wish I had a cat, so I'm low-key a little bit jealous, but it's fine. I'm not crying. Okay, so a juice bottle. Excuse me. A juice bottle could work. A pineapple feels a little bit out of place. Cereal boxes. We will want these. Watermelon slices. We're just looking for things that feel like they fit in a kitchen, really. These bowls look quite good too. We want to have access to our bowls, cocktail glass. We don't really want a pumice stone in our in our kitchen. Perhaps you can stretch some legs, take a breather. That is a fair point, actually. Do you know what then? Since we are, what time is it right now? We're about an hour from the end. I say we take our scheduled stretch our legs, grab some water break. So just so everyone knows, and so we're all on the same page, if you haven't been here before, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna throw up the be right back screen, and whilst we're doing that, I'll run some ads. So you're not gonna miss anything. It's also just a way to make sure that the people who do join the stream, who are new, don't get hit with ads when they join for a little bit. So I will run ads for about 2 minutes. So you also take a breather, get some like water, get a snack, stretch your legs. If you're not in the Discord already, join the Discord. And yeah, like hopefully the commands are working again. I have no idea if they're not working or not. And maybe I need to confirm this myself. But anyway, take a break, stretch your legs. I'll be right back. You won't miss anything, and I'll see you guys incredibly shortly. Yeah. Maybe a question to think about whilst I'm away in case you're going to be hearing in the chat. What is your favorite cereal? Okay, I will be right back, folks. Also, hi, Peter. I will be right back. Give me like a couple minutes. Bye. Okay, hello, folks. I'm back. I have fixed it. The bot now works. It'll now plug my stream for me, which is what we love to see. Hopefully everyone is doing okay, feeling okay. Yeah, so hopefully you guys have had some time to think about what your favorite cereal might be. So, yeah, what is your guys' favorite cereal? Don't worry if it's one that I won't have heard of. I'm just curious. This is also me just trying to understand a little bit more about what you guys like, you know? This is a very generic Cheerios looking type cereal. Like Sim stuff always looks like it's made by AI, you know? Cinnamon Toast Crunch, okay. I'm kind of boring. I like the ones that like I don't actually like a ton of cereal. I do like oatmeal though. Like oatmeal is one of my faves. Yeah, I'm an oatmeal enjoyer. Not quite cereal. If I had to choose like a strict cereal, then probably something like chocolate Rice Krispies, I guess, or Cocoa Puffs if you're from the UK, if you know what those are. I don't know if Americans will know what a Rice Krispie is actually. Do you guys have Rice Krispies? It's basically just puffed rice. But it's great. It hits. It hits the spot. It's excellent stuff. So, yes, we are looking for some, I guess, some kitchen decor. There are plates around. Also, does that have a spider on it? I don't think we want to give someone a plate that has a spider on it. Unless we really don't like them, then, you know, that can be arranged, I guess. But a plate with a spider on it feels like something that's reserved for someone you really, really dislike. Bread probably would maybe stick it over here. We'll find somewhere to put it that makes sense. So we do have some pantry jars. These are good. These look like seasonings though, but that's okay. Wait, was that laundry? Okay, it's just something in a jar. Okay. Drawers, some more pantry jars. We're gonna have a really, really stocked pantry that apparently has biscuits and cookies. So stay tuned for that, I guess. Biscuits and cookies in the pantry. We'll try and get as many cool things as we can find. Then we'll whittle them down to what things kind of feel like they're what we need, you know? Because I know, for example, a bowl of eggs is cool and all, but this is huge actually also. But I don't think it's quite what we need. Spiders are terrifying. Okay, so should I give you guys a content warning to tune out now if you don't want to hear anything about spiders? Particularly those from Australia, right? Like, this is your content warning. So if you don't want to hear about a spider from Australia, just plug your ears for like 20 seconds. So I saw this TikTok today talking about how scientists discovered a new like species of spider. And so the spider, initially there was a spider that basically has like, it's about 2 inches big, and it has the ability to bite with fangs that are long enough and sharp enough to pierce through like leather boots. And to top it all off, like its venom will like knock you out in like 15 minutes. And yeah, they named it the big boy. It was actually hilarious. Like I saw it and I was like, then so then they there was another spider that they found that was related to that initial spider that was twice the size of the previous spider, that's basically just sat there with like armor piercing rounds. Like, Australia's not a real place, I swear. Like, I watch Married at First Sight Australia, and I'm more and more convinced every day that Australia isn't a real place. Because how are you gonna have spiders like that and be like, yeah, it's fine? She'll be right. Like, I'm good. How? Okay, can someone tell Nicole that the that the conversation's over now? We're gonna turn it back. I think maybe it is time that we all go on an interdimensional trip to a different planet. We'll go check out, I don't know, one of those nearby like those nearby what's it? Near galaxy, you know, that kind of thing. Also, thank you. This oil looks so like this is a huge bottle of oil. Like, who buys industrial quantities of oil like this? That can't be like a thing, right? Like, does anyone keep like this much oil? Like, unless you're like deep fat frying things, like I'm struggling to understand what you'd need so much oil for, really. That's a lot, right? That has to be a lot of oil, surely. Like, especially, I guess if you like, you know, if you get through it quickly, then fair enough. But like, this much? Yeah, fair enough. Like, I get it is cheaper to buy in bulk, so maybe this is me being a little bit short-sighted. Um, but damn, that much oil? Oof. We don't need the toilet paper yet, do we? A cheese grater would be a good thing to potentially stick in the pantry. We have a lot of space for a lot of different supplies. So we can make this an incredibly stocked up kitchen. Like, actually super duper stocked up. Everything has a place. We have everything that we need. Glasses. This feels more like a I'm a bartender type glasses, but yeah, 4.5 liters, Toby. Generally somewhere around there. 4.54. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, or is it 4.5? Somewhere there, I think. A mixing bowl. Oh, do you know what we need? We need one of those stand mixers. Cause like, oh, I've always wanted like a KitchenAid stand mixer, but they're like ridiculously expensive. Like, that's not happening, if I'm honest. Like, it's a lot of money. Yeah, no. They look so good though. Like, so expensive. But it's like, I don't know, maybe I've been brainwashed by seeing them on like Binging with Babish, Great British Bake Off, like, you know, all these things. And so I just think like, if I want to do stuff, I need one of these. Like, if I want to be sat making like baking cakes, stuff like that, I need to buy one of these really expensive stand mixers, because how else am I going to make these things? Like, if I don't have one, like what am I going to do? It's going to come out wrong. Like, I need one. Like, that's what it feels like almost. That feels like how I've talked myself into buying one of these. There's a UK gallon and a US gallon. Okay, that I'm gonna be honest, at that point, I can't help. If there's 2 different gallons, that's crazy. 2 different gallons is wild. Like, I'm assuming that our gallon came about first, you know, just by virtue of us being the older country and everything, but the US really needed its own gallon? Like, actually? The US really needed its own gallon? Are we for real? I mean, maybe we have been influenced. Maybe we decided, you know what, they can't just have a gallon and we don't. Like, what is this? And so we just made our own gallon, and then we just said like, hey, we had it first, guys. And we've been gaslighting the US ever since. I actually kind of dig this color with the bread tin. But yeah, we have a lot of these knickknacks and stuff that I do think would look quite nice in the space. Spices. Don't know how I feel about that one, but we'll make it work. We'll add these in and we'll slowly whittle them down until we have like a few things that we're like, yes, absolutely. Like this mug would look so good in like a coffee station, for example. Um, a kitchen food scale is another one. We're assuming that this person, one of the people who lives here likes to bake. We have a gardener, explorer, cyclist, baker. Like we're really piling on the interests, aren't we? A colander, a pestle and mortar, um, a ceramic pot. That obviously has to be here somewhere. I dig this. Okay, I like this one a lot more. This kind of floats my boat because I'm one of those people who really like whatchamacallit, who really likes the spongy silicon like kitchen utensils. I always think they look so cool. They're not necessarily the most practical, but they save you from scraping off the coating on a lot of your pots and pans. So we stand that. No food deliveries. We can get food deliveries, but we're living kind of out in a bougie neighborhood. So like I don't think we need food deliveries, you know? Like we got things covered at home. The food at home won't be bad, right? Like the food at home will be good. So that's the thing to remember. This won't be a case of like, you know, oh, but we got like McDonald's at home. And then McDonald's at home is like air fryer chicken nuggets are actually so good. So never mind. Argan oils are those are the ones that you use for your hair, right? Like this isn't like a you wouldn't put this in food. So I'm just gonna move that there. I think that's a safe bet, right? Y'all needed different measurements. Is it so hard to stick with liters and meters? I agree. I like the metric system. I think everything is better in the metric system. This, like, I'm on the side of the metric system. I love how everything works out so much better in the metric system. But sadly, you know, we've made some choices over the years, and that's one of those ones that sadly bites us in the butt, unfortunately. So yeah, unfortunate there. But you know, silicone. I find it interesting how you say silicone. Like, it is silicon. Silicone. Okay, now why is it hurting? I think, okay, listen. The only argument that I'll ever make that defends the metric system here that I think works so well, right? When you think about how cold it is outside and you're trying to describe freezing point and boiling point, the fact that Celsius is completely around the boiling point of water being 100 and the freezing point of water being 0 is so perfect. You know, right, that when your kettle is boiling and you get steam, 100 degrees. You know that when there's ice in the freezer below 0, like, clean, simple. Like, it just works. It's nice. You're trying to describe distances, small distance. You have, you know, your millimeters, your centimeters, like, you know, for really, really small different. For heights, you have meters and centimeters. And then the thing is with Kelvin, right? Like, it is a bit lame saying, oh, like, what temperature is it out today? Oh, yeah, it's 298 Kelvin. I think that one's a little bit, nah. You don't, like, I think Celsius is a nice balance between, also, did anyone see how my squares change, like, these changed? Look at the level of detail. Like, look at these. Look how they're, like, a little bit rounded. Now look at them again. Now look at them. Now look at them again. You see how the plate, like, obviously this is just to save graphics performance, but I don't know why that bugs me so much. It just becomes so pointy. Same with this casserole dish. Anyway, temperatures only work in your brain as Fahrenheit. I mean, if that's what you're used to, then I guess that's how it's going to be. But I will die on the Celsius hill, as it were. I think it's too convenient. It works. It's great. I think it's a stellar unit. No, 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 no. We're not calling you dumb Americans. We're just saying you could, you could, you could switch. You could defect. That's all. You could join us, and you're absolutely welcome to join. Yes, yes. This is known. Uh, oh, is this like a backsplash? It is. Is this one of those for the bathroom though? Like, does this match this? I, um, okay, I guess. I don't know why this wouldn't be made as something that's, okay, I'll leave it there. I don't know why that wouldn't be made as something that, I will save. Please, like, can you guys use the channel points thing to make sure you hit save? Because then I get an actual alert so I don't miss it. I am trying to read the chat, but it does help. Thank you. I've already done it now, so I'm gonna drink some water. You need a lot of help with learning Celsius. I think it's just you need exposure to it, right? Like if you have a frame of reference in your head for what Fahrenheit is for typical temperatures, right? Like hot day is like 80 and above, or 75 and above, I think, in Fahrenheit. A hot day in Celsius is like 20, 22 and above, really. That's a pretty warm day, generally, by most people's standards. Then as you push into like 30, it's really hot. 40, really, really hot. Like over, I think 30 and or 40 degrees and above is about 100 Fahrenheit, somewhere there. So like there is like, if you have those frames of reference in your head, coming to those temperatures isn't too hard. Another thing you can do is I think you double it. So you would take away like subtract 30 and then double it, or half it, sorry. So for example, I think if you have like 25 Celsius, you double it, that's 50. You add 30, it's 80. So 25 Celsius would be about 80 Fahrenheit, somewhere there. So, oh, you add 32 then, my bad. The actual formula from going from Celsius to Fahrenheit is a little bit so-so, but that's just an example. Also, I realize I'm giving y'all a maths lesson. We're supposed to be building this damn house. We're still looking for clutter. So I am still looking. We're just yapping. We're having a good time. I think, given the time also, we're going to look at wrapping the stream up in about 45 minutes. Namely because I have a schedule to keep to in terms of sleeping, but also because I think I've been online for a while and I want to save some of my energy and stuff to talk about for the weekend as well, so we can have a good time. But I hope that everyone has been enjoying the consistent streams. I know that, the timing doesn't really work for everyone, because we're all in different time zones. But I do hope it is enjoyable to have these, like, like you show up at this time, there's a stream. You can always watch the VOD. There's like the combined chat, like stuff like that. So I hope it is something that you guys do appreciate. Because I enjoy doing it, and it is time that I would otherwise use for playing video games, watching TV. So it allows me to get some social activities in. Hopefully allows you and me to kind of build a bit more of a, because without tooting my own horn, there are a lot of you guys. Like in the Discord, there's something like 260 or 270 of you. In YouTube, there's almost 9,000. On TikTok, there's 15,000. Like, there are a lot of people who every day show up, watch, interact. I think I was saying before on TikTok that we passed like 7 or 8 million views in total. Like a lot of people come by, and sometimes it feels very impersonal because we don't get to, like, my audios are written. They're like, not me. It's just a scenario that either someone else has written or I've written or like whatever. And so ultimately, it's just like watching an actor in a movie, right? Listening to an actor in a movie, I guess. But having these like times where we can kind of just hang out and talk about games, talk about pizza, talk about whatever. Like it is nice for me. I do enjoy it. Like I am really appreciative of the fact that we do get all this time to hang out at the minute, because I have a schedule that allows me to. Hopefully, maybe I'm in a situation in the future that does allow me to to stream full time. That would be pretty great. But I hope that it is nice to have this format, really, where we can engage, where we can talk, where we can just sit and yap about how everyone should use Celsius. But yeah. The scripts generally are credited to other people. I do write my own. So yeah. Pizza. Is that how you say pizza? Ah, okay. Like some of them are, some of them aren't. I do also try to leave the credit as visible as I can, like quite high up in the description. Um but yeah, like it depends who writes, to be honest. Like I know I definitely have a tendency to use certain script writers more than others just because I know what their stuff sounds like. So there's also kind of like that, like, this is how this person writes characters and stuff. And this fits with me. So, but yeah, like, ultimately, right, like, what I'm trying to get across is that it is nice to have that, like, more, what's it called? I guess just more, like, more of a connection in that sense. Like, I'm not just some I mean, I am still a disembodied voice, but I'm now a disembodied voice that is interactive, and is present for moments like this to talk with you guys and stuff like that. And yeah, I hope that this format is fun, and I hope it's fun to also have the option to watch it after the fact. I'm not sure how many people do, because it's hard to tell which ones are like people watching live and which ones are people watching, like, in the future and stuff like that. But hopefully it is a fun experience to have access, I guess. This would have been something that was mainly just available to folks in the Discord, like in terms of us hanging out and playing games and stuff like that. So hopefully it is nice to I guess do things a little bit differently and stuff. Also, I wish I had these I wish I had thought about putting in like heating in like a traditional sense, But thank you, Nicole. We've missed the Pedro song. So thank you for the bits. But yes, we are lucky. So oh my goodness, a food processor? Alright, we really got the stuff coming up here. This is like grade A clutter. A food processor, a toaster, a rice cooker, a stand mixer. This is actually like, what? A hand blender, a food scale. When did all of this stuff become a thing in The Sims, like in terms of clutter? An espresso machine? Alright, we're having an espresso machine. I think that kind of rounds up all of the clutter that could reasonably find its way into the pantry and the shelves and stuff. So I think in terms of utensils, I am leaning heavily towards this one. I think I know this one is the one that I would like. I think it makes sense for this one to be quite close to the sink, the stove. I do think we can change the color a little bit as well. Ooh, that kind of fits in the room a little bit. We've got the oil as well. I think that should also stay quite close to the cooking area. Eggs, I think we can move these over here by the fridge. In the future, play new games. I think it would be cool as well. I think I think that like I definitely want to try and play like a story game, something that we can hopefully all enjoy. Like I've been looking at maybe I have Ori and the Blind Forest that I've been kind of saving that I think would be a really good game to play on stream. I don't know if there's any love for Ori and the Blind Forest here. I don't know how you guys feel about it. And then obviously there is the sequel, Willow of the Wisps. But that was one I was thinking of. We could play some more niche games. I know Party Animals seems quite cute, quite silly. Also, hi Azro over on YouTube. I do see you. Hello. But I was thinking that it could be fun to try some, some games that we can kind of get more stuck in with, right? Like it would also make for a better experience, I think, with watching after the fact, right? Like, crime scene cleaner seems crazy. Lots of people still watches it. I mean, it's not, to me, it's not necessarily about the view count. It's more so about what the experience is like for you guys, right? Like, I think it's all well and good playing games to get viewers, but ultimately, if the people who are here aren't satisfied, then it's not the same, I guess. At least that's just my opinion of it. Right? Like we have a lot of people and it's always important that you guys feel like you are getting you are having a good time when you show up. I think my issue with Minecraft is I never know what to do. I think that's the problem. I think Minecraft feels like I get stuck. And I can't like, you know what I mean? Like with Sims I can kind of just play and redo and stuff like that. But with Minecraft I tend to struggle, honestly. Build? I mean, yeah, that's an option. I just always feel like, I feel like I tend to get like I have a hard time focusing on it because of how much like inputs required from me, I guess, compared to like this, for example, where I can just kind of get by, placing things and moving them around and all that stuff. So, but maybe it's worth a try. I could play a horror game, but not for a good while. I actively avoid horror games because I have nightmares about them. And as much as I would do it for like a one-off maybe, I don't think I could, like, realistically I would be like messed up for a while if I played a horror game. Like also rest in peace anyone that shares like any kind of proximity to me, cuz yikes. Like you'd be hearing it through like 3 floors. Like that level of like me just shrieking, which I don't think I have the audio set up for that at the minute, where like it will limit me shrieking if I did. I say shrieking, it would just be me screaming like ah, but still, you know, not the same. I'm glad. Oh, is this the like enlarged emote? I dig it. Um, let's make our little coffee station because we have our Nespresso machine. Nes Nespresso machine, not Nespresso. We can grab these the little coffee thingy, stick that next to it, right? I wish there was like a little bit more granularity in how you move things around. Um, is there anything else you'd want here? I swear there is like a coffee. type thing. I know it'll bring up coffee tables and stuff like that, but I swear there is like, there it is, bagged coffee. I know you don't really use bagged coffee with an espresso machine, but I do think it would add a little bit in terms of immersion, right? Fears to fathom and any chillers art. Horror games are your type of poison. I mean, I could see it being fun for everyone else. I just don't see it being fun for me. I see me being like scared out my mind, you know? That's what I see happening if I play a horror game. And I don't know if that necessarily ends well, you know? But I can consider it at the very least. Maybe sometime will crop up. Like, I've always wanted to do like a stream that's entirely for charity. So maybe that could be an option. We try and raise some money. I'll do like a 24-hour stream or something and play horror games at night. Possibly. No promise. Absolutely no promise on that one, but I'll at least consider a way to try and make it work if it is popular enough. But I am too much of a scaredy cat for that to be something that I'm like, yep, absolutely doing it, you know. Okay, nice. I think that if we're thinking about baking, right? Like, do you think that we'd want the baking stuff? I think we want the baking stuff. Like, let's go get the shelves again. Because I think we could probably just use shelves in here. Maybe not like that, though. Maybe just by bringing them over a little bit and pushing these right to the end. We could probably stick a lot of the stuff for baking out. Because let's assume, right, that this person is someone who likes to bake. I think it's reasonable for them to have a an area where they use, you know, an area where they keep this stuff. Want to hear a funny story about how bad I am at games? Absolutely, yes, please. This person bakes, let's say they bake fresh bread like every few days, you know? They're one of those types of people. They make bread every like few days. But like, making bread isn't too bad because a lot of it is kind of just waiting, right? Like, it's not horrible, but it is a lot of waiting around. At least, yeah, that's my understanding with bread. I've only made bread a handful of times, and the last time I made it was for was technically to make a garlic bread pizza type thing. Okay. I think that'll do. We can stick the bread. We don't want to keep the loaf out then, I think. I think that's a fair observation. We can stick the scales hopefully further back. I think this looks okay, right? And then we don't need, I don't want these big eggs. Those eggs look huge, like comically large. We use a small tray of eggs. Pepper grinder, I think it's reasonable to keep this by the place where you'd cook. As with a cutting board, it would be nice to have it like, you know, chilling closer to where you'd be, I guess, picking it up, I hope. So maybe against the wall. That's not against the wall. That's also not against the wall. Are we just gonna be going round in circles with this damn cutting board? I guess that's as good as it's gonna get, so maybe we just turn it around like so and stick it here and pretend like it stands up. I don't know. Anyway, we have a toaster. I think we can stick that close to the bread tin. I think that's a reasonable thing. I don't think we want these out here, though. The coffee and... Does that say pepper? Who keeps pepper in, like, a tub? So I was playing Resident Evil 4, and it had me pick a game mode. You played similar games, so you chose standard or normal, and you were so bad that game recommended you to change to assisted or easy. It happens. Listen, it happens. There's no shame in it. I think that ultimately, as long as you have fun, it's a single player game, right? Like, you're the only person who's impacted by the difficulty. You're also the only person that's impacted about how high or low the difficulty is as well. So just play to have fun. Play to make it as enjoyable for you as possible. Because ultimately, that's the person who's going to be playing it at the end of the day, right? Like, it's all well and good when people tell you, like, oh, like, I played it on the highest difficulty. Like, good for you. But, I don't know. Like, I think just play to have fun. It's a single player game at the end of the day. Who cares if you crank it down, you know? We're chillin'. We're chillin' like villains. I hope you were able to beat it in the end, though. Keeping tubs of Dr. Pepper is crazy. Like a tub of Dr. Pepper? Not like a bottle or something like that, like a tub? That's crazy. Like a tub? Okay, I think colander can go up here. I don't think we need one of these. Bottle of wine. I think we'll make out that this person is someone that cooks with wine on the regular. So let's maybe get a nicer bottle. There we go. That looks like someone who cooks with wine. I don't think I want this cutting board. I do think, however, I want to try and maybe sneak some of these into the kitchen area. Because we have a little bit of space for some stuff. So let's pretend like this is someone who would also keep their spices like so. Alright, we're organizing, we're cluttering up. I don't like the color difference of these mills. Let's go with white. Why not? That'll add a little bit of life to the space. We did have a cute looking plant somewhere that maybe I want to yoink and stick in the kitchen. Where is it? Are you here? Maybe over here? We do want to get some plant somewhere. So probably yoink this, to be honest. Like, we probably will look for a, what series have I watched since 2025? I've only really been watching, let's see. At the minute, I've been watching Married at First Sight. I've been watching, Frieren as well, the anime. I've been really enjoying Frieren. It's honestly, it's incredible. Like, I don't like saying that I think, you know, but it's one of those things where like I genuinely have enjoyed it so much. It is so well paced at the minute. Like it's really doing it for me, you know? Like in terms of like just content. Like it's been so far I've watched like 12 episodes, I think, or something like that. It's been so well put together. In terms of like TV series I want to watch, I've been really thinking about starting Severance. I'm not sure if that's something you guys are aware of, like the show itself. It looks really like, you know, it looks really good. And it seems like it's quite popular. So hopefully, you know, that's a good sign. I know popular doesn't always equate to, you know, good when it comes to TV shows, but it is something that I have like kept an eye on. I do see it doing well, so it could be worth a try, you know? For yeah, just see how it goes ultimately. If you could live in any anime, which one would it be and why? I think the thing is, right, like, if I'm being realistic, you'd want to live somewhere where everything is really chill and you're not constantly under threat. Now, there are a lot of anime that have, like generally quite okay, like universes and stuff like that. But there are also a lot where you're basically going to be cannon fodder if you're the typical person in a lot of those anime. Like, I would happily live in like the world of whatchamacallit? Like, Naruto, Frieren, or like some adventure anime like Mushoku Tensei, if I had powers and I was really strong. I knew that if someone shows up, I can just smack them around and then walk away. Life is great. But if I'm the average person and I'm just sat there looking at like these like volcanic explosions coming off of people's fists, and then I have to think to myself, like, how am I gonna, like, I don't know, let's say I'm a father or something, like I gotta look after my family, the kids, like, and there's just people blowing up cliffs with their punches. Like, I think I'm good. I think I don't want to live in that kind of world. So I just choose like the most like chill high school anime or something. Or if it's gonna be fantasy, then I would have to be like, I'd have to just, I'd want to be someone strong. Otherwise, it's just gonna be grim, right? Like, you feel like you kind of have to be. But that's just me. Okay, we do have a food processor here next to our blender. No one will notice, right? Like, it's just a little bit redundant. We're just keeping them where, when we need them. And our baking goods are, chilling. I do think we have a container that looks like it has flour in it. Hmm. Okay, let's assume that they can reach the top shelf. And then we'll see if we find anything that resembles flour. I guess that looks like rice more than anything, but... Did I watch Erased? I loved Erased. And the ending was great. To not spoil it for the people who are watching who haven't seen it, it's honestly like the first part of that anime was like, there are some moments in there that make you wish that you were like effectively like that age again, right? Like getting to experience all the like the ups and downs of being at school and making friends for the first time, and also just goofing off, right? Like, I miss some of the fact, like the fact that I was able, like as a kid, to just go to a park and do nothing, like sit in the park and pass hours with friends when I was younger. Like, I miss that, It's not a shoujo, really. It's kind of, I don't really know how to describe it, but it's generally like, it's like a mystery, I guess. I wouldn't call it shoujo. I wouldn't call it shonen either. It's just like, it's a story, effectively, it's a story about a guy who gets transported back into his body when he was in grade school, right? Like when he was like 10 or so. And whilst he's kind of back in the past, he notices some things that kind of play out later on, some pretty huge events. And he sets out to kind of try and stop them from happening. And yeah, like, incredible. I think it's incredible. Um it's a very fun, but also very up and down show in terms of how you'll feel watching it as a spectator. But honestly, I think it's great. I have like a lot of good things to say about the show. I have very few bad things to say about it, to be honest. Yeah, probably. I'm not too familiar with like a lot of the formatting in manhwa, but um yeah, like Probably. It sounds about right. So, but yeah, I think it was a good watch. I enjoyed it, honestly. Like it really it really kind of scratches an itch, I guess, in terms of I mean, hating the ending is fair. Like, I think it's very hard to execute what they were trying to execute ultimately. But I'm glad that they. Okay, I'm not gonna say anymore. I realize I'm gonna give spoilers, so I'm not gonna say anymore. So people have a choice to go watch it for themselves. But maybe I'll write my opinion down in the Discord after this about how I feel about the ending and then spoiler it and stuff. But it is one that I did enjoy personally. So um just to be fully transparent about that one, like it was one that I did enjoy watching. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. I think we do have some paintings and posters that we wanted to use in the space. I know there was one that was like kitchen rules. Um what's this one? Oh, this is kitchen conversions. This is kind of fun. I dig this. I think because this is someone that we're imagining likes to bake, I could see this being something that they have in the area in which they would bake. Like so, right? I think that works. I also think there is one that dictates some kitchen rules somewhere. Something tells me we're not going to find it. Okay, I'm looking at the time. I think we're kind of in that stage where we should probably look at winding things down because I planned myself to end the stream in about 15 minutes. Is there anything looking at the room right now, you guys, that we would like to maybe touch up before the end? Um, yeah, please write something in chat. Let me know. What do you guys think that we could touch up before the end here? Also, yes, thank you. I will remember to save. I feel like that's just going to become a thing now. And then the moment you guys slack off with reminding me to save, I'm going to forget to save. Is there anything you guys feel like is missing? I dropped my water. But yeah. Your Lie in April was also a good one. I enjoyed that. So we have some semblance of kitchen decor going on here. I think there is definitely a lot more that could be put down. I know that Simcredible does make a lot of general things that I could use and could have. Right? Like these bottles, for example, could be a good thing to keep accessible. I just kind of thinking, what things do we need to maybe fill up the space? You know, to make it feel a little bit more like, yeah, this is someone's house, you know? Like obviously I can go crazy by adding in like pots and pans and stuff like that, but it's mainly just about how can we flesh this out in a way that hopefully doesn't feel so removed from the initial vision, I guess. There's tea as well. Um yeah, if anyone has any I guess insight, right? Like about this and what they think they could be. We could make that part of the law, you know? They could be someone that makes baking videos. This could be a former Great British Bake Off contestant, you know? There's nothing stopping them. I think it could be. Maybe it's time for me to like get to a stage where like I could entirely like do a whole like completely faceless stream of me playing me baking, you know? Okay, so let me see if there's anything else. I don't think we need cans. I guess actually it's not a bad thing, right? Like to have food. I think it is a little bit wild to have cans on the shelves though, if I'm honest. Like so. Like I would be a little bit weirded out if I went somewhere and they had cans stacked like this. Um I'm just being like straight up. It is a little bit much, I think, to me, but it can work. I mean, it would be fun. I'd need to figure out a way to kind of make things work, but maybe I'll just do like I know some people like I've wanted to like look into like actually doing VTubing properly and like I do have a model so maybe like getting to a stage where that's like something I could do, right? Like in terms of like being like, "Oh, let's do some cooking and then you guys will see like my model kind of reacting in the way that I would." I think that could be fun. But yeah, maybe that maybe they're also a professional cup stacker that snacks cans. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, this is fun. A cutting board and a potted plant. We could also see if they have any plants that somewhat resemble like fruits and spices and stuff like that, but I think we might not be so fortunate this time. At least with that stuff. But that's okay. I think I honestly think we've done pretty well so far. Like it could be better, right? Like there are things that could be improved for sure. Like no but I do think there is a lot here that we can kind of take and be like, yeah, this has worked. You know? Like if we look at it from this perspective, right? Like in here, it is starting to take on a more lived in feel, right? Like we could obviously go more in with like having a chopping board laid down, having the vegetables out, like that kind of thing. Um but I do think that it's actually turning out quite well. Um just in terms of how this feels, I guess. Like for example, I could do this. I know that's not quite where we want it to be, but it would feel. Oh god, no, no, no. I don't want that. I want this. Okay, so let's change the color of this. Wait, does this not have design tool options? Aha. Okay, and then now it looks like somewhere where you cut your vegetables. We can also move it over. And now it doubly looks like somewhere where you cut your vegetables. Whoa. But yeah, like I think we've done okay. Meds in the kitchen? I mean, yes. I think it's just me putting the first aid kit because ultimately it's like, it's what you'd need. If someone cuts themselves, I feel like it's a convenient place to have it. Um I don't think there's really going to be too much else that we want. I think we kind of got most things. Water bottles, I'm gonna be honest, the water where I live is pretty fine, so I don't really keep water bottles. But I guess it's not the worst thing in the world to have them, right? Like I think we can eat up a ton of space sticking them around, evidently. Um, so I guess we'll do something like this. Um, we'll try and stack them in a way that hopefully hides what's going on. Ah, not quite. Okay. Now, hopefully that looks dense enough to kind of be mistaken for a lot of storage. And then obviously we'll have the wine kind of tucked in here as well. We can kind of bulk this out. Something like this. We have our pantry, like spice jars, but I don't think we need those. We could use these, maybe recolor these to hopefully get some different foods. No, doesn't look like it. Okay, that's unfortunate. Um, but yeah, I think this is good, honestly. We can obviously go in a little bit further, right? Like this is someone that drinks coffee, so maybe they keep like excess, like they have like other packs of coffee up here, different types, um, that kind of thing. Um, but yeah, I think we have a weighing scale in here. The porter, mortar and pestle, not porter and messel. That can also go in here. Um, I think honestly, we can probably finish off the detailing next time, right? Like I think we're in a good spot here. So let me save before I, preemptively. This is definitely a tall people household, but the ceilings are also really high, so we can kind of imagine. But yeah, I think we're doing okay here, honestly. Like there is still some things that need to be worked out in terms of how things are going to be placed. Like we still have some question marks over stuff like the sink and like how a lot of the space is going to be used otherwise. But I'm quite happy with this. Ooh. Is it sometimes weird to think about people only know your voice but imagine whole scenarios with your voice? I mean, yeah. I think that's part of the nice part though, right? Like um I guess just something that I kind of feel is that obviously when you are someone who makes like or does voice acting, right? People have a version of you in their head. And whilst obviously, I have my emotes, I have a like representation of me, right? That ideally I want people to recognize with me as like a this is the fan art stuff, this is the all the other stuff. But I think also there is a lot of pressure on that comes with kind of being a certain way. I know obviously most people who kind of come to the streams and stuff don't have that expectation of me and would not put that expectation on me. But also, I do think that given a lot of what is expressed on things like TikTok and stuff like that, it can be hard to imagine that ever being a reality. And I don't think I wish to put myself through anything like that, You know what I mean? Like, so, and bear in mind, this is also on a much smaller scale. Like, I'm completely happy with just being, the size that we are, because there's a lot more than I ever thought, right? Obviously, it'd be nice to keep growing. It'd be nice to hopefully get to a stage where, you know, we are able to, like, I am able to do everything full time and I can just focus my energy. Like, I could stream every day. I could, like, post daily. God, maybe that might be a little bit out. That might be a little bit too hard. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, if there is the time because I'm being paid for it, then absolutely, I'd love to. But also, like, I don't know. Like, I mean, people can imagine what they want to imagine. I think that's the beauty of it, right? There's no face to it. There's no, like, I look this way or, like, I sound like, not sound like this way. This is how my mouth moves. This is how this happens. People imagine what they want to imagine. And I think that ultimately is quite freeing because it removes me from the scenario, right? It's just a voice. It's just hypothetical, boyfriend. So yeah, I think hopefully that helps in some way as well on the viewer side. But I think today, because it is a Wednesday, I don't know where everyone's energy is um in terms of reading. Um I think to the folks on YouTube, this is probably going to be it for what you guys see. Um so thank you for watching. We'll be streaming again on Saturday. And we'll be playing some, what is it? We'll probably play some Valorant, I think. Maybe some Genshin. I do have an event to finish, the Yaimiko event. And then we'll see what we move into in the future. It could just be a Valorant Saturday. It could be a bunch of other games, but either way, I hope you have a good rest of your week, YouTube folks. Um, and to the folks on Twitch, stay. You're not allowed to go anywhere. So yeah, goodbye, YouTube folks. Everyone say bye, YouTube, in chat, please. So I don't look like weird for saying bye, YouTube. Right, bye, YouTube, so YouTube can see you. I'm just waiting for the delay to hopefully kick in so we see some bye YouTubes in the chat. Okay, thank you. All right.